Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day. Now today, we are going to be fixing beep. Now if you don't follow me on Instagram, go follow me on fucking Instagram because I post so much stuff on there that I do not post on the channel. But on Instagram, I had found the reason why beep was running so incredibly rough. This is why. This push rod is completely bent and it wasn't even seated into the rocker arm. So today we're going to be replacing all of them with some upgraded parts from Clegg's engines, and these are upgraded push rods, and these are the exact push rods you would put in if you were making a stroker motor. Now this engine is eventually going to be converted into a stroker motor and then put into a different Jeep, because I want to build a very cool drag Jeep, and this motor will be going into that one and then a new motor will be going in this one. So I figured if we're replacing all of these push rods anyway, I might as well get the upgraded parts that I'm going to be putting in anyway when I swap this engine out, instead of getting some stock ones and then having to replace them again. So we're going to get started and take all of these rocker arms out, and I'm probably going to replace them one by one. And yeah, let's get into it. So the first ones are taken out and new ones put in. Now I've never done this before. I have not watched a single video on how to do this. I'm assuming that you just take them out, put the new ones in, snug them back down, so that's what I'm doing, and then we are going to be hoping for the best. Now I completely forgot to bring my tripod, so I gotta try and do this one-handed. But this is what I'm assuming that you do this, a little bit of this. Pull this baby off. No! Come on, bitch. Now we're gonna pull these out. All up in here. And then get two new ones. Stick them in the hole. Make sure they're seated correctly. And then we'll do this. We're gonna do a little bit of this. And then we're gonna put these bolts back in. Alright, so I'm gonna do all of these, and then I'll put you guys back on when I am done. Usually I would do a time lapse, but I completely forgot my tripod. And you can see over here, I've been trying to make shift the tripod and it just ain't working. So I got pretty much all of them in, except for this one. And you can see, I'm just gonna focus, you have one push rod right here and you're missing one right here. Well, it decided to fall all the way down. Now, like I said, I've never done this before, but I don't think that that is supposed to happen. So I'm thinking that maybe one of the valves is completely fucked. We're gonna try and get this out, and we might be pulling the head on this. Alright, so I got this one in. I ended up using some needle nose pliers and digging it out. Maybe I'm just a dumbass and maybe I didn't just line it up correctly. Like I said, don't know what I'm doing. But we're going to start this up now. I'm gonna make sure everything's out of the way. I'm not gonna put the valve cover back on, and I'm not going to put the throttle body back together yet, just because I want to see if it'll run, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so it's been charging for a little bit. I've been cleaning up all the shit in here. Oh. Alright, so I'm gonna see if I can hook the throttle body back up, because it seems like it needs some gas. So I'm gonna hook that up so that I can give it some gas and then see if it'll keep running. Alright, throttle body is all hooked back up. Let's see if giving her some gas while we're cranking her over will get her running. Oh, it's completely dead again. Alright guys, it is about a week later, and as you can see, I am currently charging the Jeep's battery right now. I have it completely taken out.
because we are going to be putting a new starter in this thing, because I'm pretty sure the starter shit the bed and that's why it's not turning over fully, like I said in the last clips. So I'm gonna go ahead and swap out the new starter with the old starter, or the old starter with the new starter, sorry. And then we're gonna see if we can get this thing to crank over. Alright, so right here we have the new starter. It should be pretty simple to change this out. It's literally 3 bolts, I believe. There's 2 bolts that go into the actual starter itself, and then there's one that connects it to the solenoid, and then apparently there's an electrical connection somewhere, which I'm not seeing, but alright, so I got the old starter out, and this is by far the nastiest thing I have ever pulled off the Jeep or any vehicle, like at all. Like, my hands are covered in freaking grease and nasty shit, but luckily it came out pretty easily. Look, it's literally caked with so much shit. But hopefully, since it came out easy, the new one should go in easy as well. Alright, so I got the battery all hooked up. The new shiny starter is in. As you can see, it's all hooked up, and this is first try trying to start this thing. Fingers crossed. Ugh. Alright, so it is going to be needing to be jumped. Alright, so I charged the battery for over an hour, and it's reading that it did have 12 volts at each terminal, but it just cranks and cranks and cranks, or it doesn't crank. The starter just clicks and clicks and clicks. So I'm guessing that the battery is just completely shot. It's just dead. So I'm going to run to AutoZone real quick and pick up a new battery, and then hopefully we should be good to go, and it'll start right up. Alright, so I was going to take the old battery out so that I could get the cord for it when I bring it to AutoZone to get the new one, and I realized that the negative wasn't as tight as it really could be. Even this isn't that tight, but yeah, so I realized it wasn't as tight as it could be, and I tightened it some more, and now it is cranking over, which is I think it needs some gas. I think it needs some gas. Okay. Dang, I got some starter fluid. And we're just gonna give it some of that. Alright, you guys, so I have it all buttoned up now. I took both the secondary fan out and the fan shroud out. Well, the fan shroud broke, so we're gonna have to worry about that another time. But I got the valve cover back on, it's all bolted up. I am missing some of the spacers, like the one in the back. There's like little spacers that go on the valve cover. And I think it's got a little bit of a vacuum leak from that, but I'm not really worried about that. We're just trying to get it running as of right now, and it is running. There's a lot of burning on the exhaust. It's burning out a lot of shit that was in it, so I'm just gonna let it run because it hasn't ran in a long time too. There's also a little whirly bird noise. I think that's what the little whirly bird noise was. There, So we're gonna have to fix that eventually, but I'm not really too worried about it. But look at the freaking lights on it too. They're on all by themselves. They're bolted in. It looks freaking sick. I'm so happy with this. We still have a very, very, very long ways to go with the Jeep build, but it is up and running again. Now the only thing that I need to do is cut out all the bad rusty parts and weld in some new not rusty parts. It's getting a brand new quarter panel. We are going to be cutting this abomination out, replacing that. There's a hole there that needs to be replaced. I'm gonna cut this rocker panel out. This floorboard is getting replaced, and then we're sanding all of it down and repainting it. And then I'm gonna be driving this bitch home. I'm super excited for that. It's not gonna have any doors. It's gonna not have a hood. It's gonna be loud as fuck. But yeah, I think this is where we are going to be leaving off today's video. I'm so happy to finally have the Jeep running again. It just needed some new push rods, a new starter, and the battery actually fully hooked up. What do you know? But as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you in the next one. Peace.